High creatinine. 3 types of rice your kidneys can handle and 3 you should never touch again. Your doctor warned you about your creatinine levels months ago. You followed every instruction. Cut back on protein, avoided salt, took every pill on time. Yet the numbers keep climbing. Here's what no one mentioned in those appointments. The rice you ate for breakfast this morning may be flooding your kidneys with minerals they can no longer filter. While you've been worrying about meat and sodium, a single cup of the wrong rice can dump more phosphorus into your bloodstream than an entire fast food meal. And that excess doesn't vanish. It builds up quietly, hardening your arteries, accelerating the kidney damage that no medication can reverse. There are 3 common types of rice sold in every grocery store across America that carry mineral loads so high they push weakened kidneys past the point of recovery. But there are also 3 others that reduce that toxic burden by over 60%. The difference between them can determine whether your kidneys survive the next 5 years or slowly shut down, cell by cell. And here's the part that shocks nearly everyone. One rice variety, long praised as heart-healthy, actually concentrates a compound that crystallizes inside damaged kidneys, causing microscopic scarring that doctors often don't detect until dialysis becomes the only path left. Meanwhile, the rice that can help your kidneys heal sits quietly on the same grocery shelf, ignored week after week. Health magazines dismissed it years ago as nutritionally empty. But what they never explained is what happens when your kidneys begin to fail and can no longer handle the mineral overload those healthy grains bring. What you're about to learn could permanently change how you view the world's most common staple food and how long your kidneys continue to serve you in silence. 1. White rice. When your creatinine levels begin to rise, long-grain white rice can quietly become one of your strongest allies. It's widely recognized as one of the most kidney-friendly grains available. Each cooked cup contains only 45 milligrams of phosphorus and about 50 milligrams of potassium. That's why kidney specialists at the Mayo Clinic often recommend it as the foundation of a renal protective diet. Here's why it works. Your kidneys face a simple math problem every time you eat. Whatever minerals enter your bloodstream must be filtered, but a damaged filtration system can no longer keep up. White rice lightens that load. During processing, the bran and germ layers are removed, the very layers that hold concentrated phosphorus and potassium. When those are stripped away, the pressure on your kidneys drops dramatically. A large review from DaVita Kidney Care, analyzing thousands of patients, discovered something remarkable. People who switched from whole grain varieties to white rice showed lower phosphorus levels within just 3 weeks. Their kidneys worked less, strained less, and declined more slowly than those who continued eating healthier, whole grain rice. So, where did the misconception come from? The idea that white rice is unhealthy? From studies on people with normal kidney function. If your kidneys are healthy, whole grains help the heart and balance blood sugar. But when creatinine rises and filtration slows, those same whole grains become heavy loaded with minerals. Your kidneys can no longer clear efficiently. In short, what's healthy for the average person can become harmful for a kidney patient. The solution? Choose the right kind of white rice and prepare it properly. Walk into any Walmart or Kroger and look for enriched long-grain white rice brands like Mahatma, Riceland, or Carolina. They provide consistent quality, without unnecessary additives or instant chemicals. Avoid anything labeled instant or minute rice. Those versions lose key nutrients during overprocessing and cause faster spikes in blood sugar. And how you cook it matters. Rinse under cold water for about 30 seconds to remove excess starch. Use a 2-to-1 water ratio, 2 parts water to 1 part rice. Cook until tender, not mushy. Skip butter, heavy cream, and high-sodium seasonings that undo the benefits. White rice gives you a clean, gentle foundation for your meals. A base your kidneys can manage with ease. But let's be honest, eating the same plain rice every day gets dull fast. Monotony makes people give up good habits and drift back toward the dangerous ones. That's why your next rice choice matters: a variety that adds aroma, flavor, and texture while keeping your kidneys just as safe. It's a grain that grew for thousands of years in the foothills of the Himalayas, filling homes with its rich, nutty fragrance. And more importantly, it offers the same kidney protection as white rice with an added benefit for anyone managing diabetes alongside kidney disease. 2. Basmati rice. Basmati rice is proof that you don't have to sacrifice flavor to protect your kidneys. Each cooked cup contains about 50 milligrams of phosphorus and 60 milligrams of potassium, numbers close enough to white rice that your kidneys can handle them without strain. But here's where basmati quietly stands apart. Its glycemic index, the measure of how fast a food raises your blood sugar, tells a completely different story. Regular white rice sits high, between 70 and 73, meaning it spikes blood sugar quickly after a meal. Basmati rice, however, scores between 50 and 58. That's a much gentler curve, helping your blood sugar rise slowly, keeping energy steady, and protecting the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys from long-term damage. That difference comes down to resistant starch, a special kind of carbohydrate your body digests gradually, instead of dumping all its glucose into the bloodstream at once. But resistant starch does something even more valuable. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut. And those bacteria, in turn, produce natural anti-inflammatory compounds that travel through your bloodstream, reducing inflammation in the very tissues your kidneys are struggling to protect. Less inflammation means less scarring. Less scarring means more time before those filtration units wear out. Western nephrology dietitians noticed this connection years ago. In long-term reviews, patients who replaced white rice with basmati showed better blood sugar patterns and slower kidney decline over 12 months. It looked like a small difference on paper, but in real lives, it added up to months or even years of preserved kidney function. So, if you're managing both high creatinine and blood sugar swings, basmati offers the balance your body has been waiting for. And before we continue, I'd love to know where you're watching from and what part of your kidney journey feels the hardest right now. Your stories shape the videos I make, and your feedback helps me craft what truly helps you. If this insight already makes your rice choices clearer, type "great" in the comments. If you want me to explain something differently, type "improve." I read every single one. When shopping, look for basmati rice brands like India Gate or Lundberg. They source clean, well-aged grains and avoid the shortcuts that strip away nutrients or overload your system with sodium. Here's how to prepare it properly. Rinse the rice under cold water to remove surface starch. Use 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of dry rice. Cook it gently until soft but not sticky. Avoid pre-seasoned or flavored basmati. They often come loaded with salt, forcing your kidneys to retain fluid and work harder. Basmati gives you the best of both worlds, flavor and control. It satisfies your senses, steadies your blood sugar, and keeps your kidneys free from mineral overload. And just when you think it can't get easier, there's another rice waiting on the next shelf: simple, fragrant, affordable. A variety found in grocery stores across America that brings comfort and kidney safety together in every bite. 3. Jasmine rice. Jasmine rice earned its place on American tables through Thai restaurants long before home cooks realized how beautifully it turns simple dishes into something special. What most people never learn is that this fragrant grain doesn't just please your senses. It quietly supports your kidneys, even when creatinine levels start to rise. Each cooked cup contains about 44 milligrams of phosphorus and 48 milligrams of potassium, nearly identical to white rice, which means your kidneys handle both with the same ease and minimal strain. That soft, floral aroma and delicate texture give you the variety your taste buds crave without making your kidneys pay the price. Now, jasmine rice does rank a bit higher on the glycemic index, between 68 and 80, compared to basmati, but that number doesn't make it dangerous. It simply means portion control becomes the secret to keeping it safe. U.S. Clinical nutrition guidelines list jasmine rice as kidney-friendly, specifically because the glycemic response stays manageable when you serve it in the right amount. Here's the key. The safety of jasmine rice lives in your serving size. Instead of filling your plate the way restaurants do, measure out D to Nash half cup of cooked rice per meal. That small shift keeps both mineral load and blood sugar response within safe limits for kidneys already working harder than they should. Pairing matters just as much as portion size. Surround your jasmine rice with low-potassium vegetables, cucumber, bell peppers, green beans, and cauliflower. These veggies add volume and satisfaction without overloading your filtration system. Together, they create meals that fill you up, nourish you deeply, and protect what remains of your kidney strength. When you head to the store, you'll find Thai jasmine rice in the international aisle at Walmart or Kroger. Brands like Dynasty and Golden Phoenix provide authentic varieties, free from instant shortcuts or added seasonings. Skip anything labeled instant jasmine rice. Those versions digest too quickly, spiking blood sugar and losing much of the natural quality that makes jasmine so valuable for kidney-conscious diets. To prepare it perfectly, rinse thoroughly under cold water to remove excess starch. Use a 2-to-1 water to rice ratio. Let it steam for 2 minutes after cooking to get that soft, fluffy finish. Avoid butter, coconut milk, or creamy sauces. They can undo the kidney protection you've worked so carefully to build. Now, you know 3 types of rice that truly give your kidneys a fighting chance against rising creatinine: white rice, basmati, and jasmine. But here's the truth almost nobody talks about. While you've been choosing these safe grains, millions of Americans are unknowingly destroying their kidney function with rice varieties long promoted as heart-healthy. The next section exposes the first of those, a grain that's been celebrated for decades in health magazines and diet blogs, praised by doctors and influencers alike, yet hiding a mineral profile that can push your kidneys past the point of recovery. 1. Brown rice. For decades, brown rice has been the poster child of healthy eating, a symbol of clean living and better nutrition. But for anyone with kidney disease, it's one of the worst choices you can make. Because what nourishes a healthy body can quietly push a failing kidney toward dialysis faster than almost any other grain. Just half a cup of cooked brown rice delivers 81 milligrams of phosphorus into your bloodstream, nearly twice the amount found in a full cup of white rice. And that single number changes everything. Your kidneys must filter out that excess phosphorus. But damaged filtration systems can't keep up anymore. Each grain, coated in its bran layer, carries concentrated phosphorus and potassium absorbed during growth. That outer shell stays intact after packaging, sending those minerals straight into your bloodstream where your kidneys are forced to fight a losing battle. The National Kidney Foundation has documented what happens next. When people with elevated creatinine continue eating brown rice regularly, phosphorus accumulates in their blood. The body tries to balance it by pulling calcium from bones and depositing it into artery walls. The result? Vascular calcification, the silent process that leads to heart attacks and strokes. The whole grain advice that dominates nutrition headlines was designed for people with healthy kidneys. But when your creatinine climbs and your filtration rate drops, that same advice becomes dangerous guidance, accelerating the very damage your body is fighting to slow. And brown rice hides another danger most people never hear about until the harm is already visible. That same bran layer that traps minerals also absorbs inorganic arsenic from soil and water during growth. Studies have shown that brown rice contains significantly higher levels of arsenic than white rice because processing white rice removes that contaminated outer layer. So while you thought you were choosing the better grain, you were unknowingly feeding your kidneys and arteries a toxic mix of phosphorus, potassium, and heavy metals. If this truth surprised you, take a second and tap the like button. That one simple gesture helps this information reach someone else who might still believe that brown rice protects their health. One click could spare another person from choices that push their kidneys past the point of recovery. And if you think brown rice sounds risky, the next variety will leave you stunned. Its mineral content is so extreme, it makes brown rice look almost safe by comparison. It's dark, earthy, and expensive, wrapped in a shell of false reputation. Health stores display it proudly beside quinoa and seeds. Restaurants charge extra to serve it. Cookbooks call it authentic and nutrient-dense. But beneath that beautiful black shell lies a mineral profile that can accelerate kidney failure faster than any other rice. 2. Wild rice. It looks elegant. It sounds wholesome. But wild rice delivers a mineral explosion that your kidneys can no longer withstand. Each cooked cup contains between 150 and 200 milligrams of phosphorus and 150 to 180 milligrams of potassium, 3 to 4 times the mineral load found in white rice. For weakened kidneys, those numbers are not nutrition, they're chaos. Every meal becomes an impossible task, your kidneys struggling to clear the overload before it poisons your blood. But they can't. Not anymore. This isn't just a kidney problem. The electrolyte imbalance triggered by wild rice ripples across your entire body. Too much potassium interferes with the electrical signals that control your heartbeat, creating irregular rhythms, cardiac arrhythmias that can stop your heart without a single warning. Too much phosphorus leaches calcium from your bones, then cements it into your arteries. Those flexible blood vessels slowly harden into rigid tubes, driving your blood pressure up and your stroke risk through the roof. It's no surprise that the UK National Health Service, NHS, warns kidney patients to avoid wild rice completely. U.S. renal dietitians echo that warning. After watching countless patients experience rapid kidney decline, while eating foods they genuinely believed were good for them, the damage follows a cruel but simple logic. Your kidneys are made of millions of tiny filters, nephrons, each one designed to remove waste and excess minerals. When creatinine rises, it means those filters are dying. The few that remain try to work overtime, but they can't survive the mineral surge wild rice unleashes. Phosphorus and potassium flood your bloodstream faster than damaged nephrons can remove them. With each serving, your blood levels climb higher, and the result is a chain reaction. Blood vessels weaken, bones lose density, and filtration collapses further. Some people try to dilute the danger by mixing wild rice with white rice, but even small amounts carry enough minerals to undo the safety of the meal. You can't dilute toxicity. You can only avoid it. Wild rice may look like a symbol of strength, but for anyone with elevated creatinine, it's the grain that quietly breaks what's left of your kidneys. And yet, there's one final variety, one that appears royal, shimmering, even sacred. It once sat on the tables of ancient Chinese emperors, earning its name as the forbidden rice. Today, it's been rebranded as a superfood photographed beside avocado and microgreens, celebrated in glossy health magazines for its deep purple hue and anti-aging antioxidants. But inside that striking color lies a compound capable of forming tiny crystals within kidney tissues, already struggling to survive. 3. Black rice. It's sold under elegant names: black rice, forbidden rice, emperor's grain. Health magazines praise it. Influencers photograph it in bright bowls beside avocado and kale. But behind its royal reputation lies a truth few people ever hear. For kidneys already struggling with high creatinine, black rice is a triple assault. Each cooked cup delivers 180 milligrams of phosphorus, 220 milligrams of potassium, and a dangerously high level of oxalates. And it's those oxalates, the invisible crystals within, that make black rice uniquely destructive to damaged kidneys. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant foods. For people with healthy kidneys, they pass harmlessly through the system. But when kidneys weaken, they can no longer keep pace. Instead of being filtered out through urine, oxalates accumulate in the bloodstream, where they bind to calcium circulating through your body. That bond forms sharp calcium oxalate crystals, tiny shards that embed themselves deep within kidney tissue and along urinary tract walls. Once lodged there, they tear at the delicate filtration structures, cause painful inflammation, and accelerate the destruction of the very tissue your kidneys need to survive. Research in nephrology journals, published through the U.S. National Library of Medicine, shows exactly how oxalate buildup drives kidney stone formation and structural damage in patients with impaired renal function. Those stones don't just hurt, they block urine flow, trap bacteria, and build internal pressure that crushes what little healthy tissue remains. It's a vicious cycle. The weaker your kidneys become, the more oxalates accumulate, and the more damage they cause. The cruel irony of black rice is its double life. Yes, Its anthocyanins offer antioxidant benefits, but only for people with normal kidneys. For anyone with elevated creatinine, those antioxidants come packaged with toxins that carve microscopic wounds into tissues already fighting to survive. Marketing doesn't tell that story. Because marketing speaks to the healthy, not to those walking the fragile line between stability and dialysis. So here's the truth most people never hear. Your kidneys cannot afford the luxury of chasing antioxidant trends. When survival depends on reducing inflammation and mineral overload, every choice counts, and the wrong superfood can undo months of healing in a single meal. Now, you know the full picture. 3 rice varieties that protect your kidneys and 3 that quietly destroy them. 1 plate at a time. Knowledge means nothing until you turn it into daily habits that protect your kidneys, starting with the rice you place on your plate tonight. Your next meal can either lighten your kidneys' burden or push them closer to exhaustion. The difference lies in portion, preparation, and pairing. Start here. Measure sert to a half cup of cooked rice per meal using an actual measuring cup, not your eyes. That small serving keeps phosphorus and potassium within a range your kidneys can still manage. Then fill the rest of your plate with low-potassium vegetables, cucumbers, bell peppers, green beans, cauliflower, cabbage. They add color, flavor, and fullness without overwhelming your kidneys. This simple pairing strategy turns every meal into gentle protection rather than quiet destruction. How you cook matters too. Rinse your rice under cold running water for at least 30 seconds to remove surface starch and contaminants. Use 3 cups of water for every 1 cup of dry rice, then drain the excess water after cooking. That extra step reduces arsenic content by up to 30%. A small action that creates real safety. Spread your rice intake across the day. Half a cup at lunch, another half at dinner. This steady rhythm keeps minerals balanced and prevents phosphorus spikes that strain damaged kidneys. And never forget hydration. Drink 6-8 glasses of water daily unless your doctor restricts fluids. Consistent hydration helps your kidneys flush waste and maintain healthy filtration pressure. Avoid salt-heavy sauces, butter, or creamy add-ons. They erase all your progress in a single bite. Instead, use herbs, lemon juice, or a drizzle of olive oil to bring your meal to life safely. Kidney specialists recommend keeping total daily rice intake between half cup and 1 full cup. This boundary protects function without forcing you to give up rice completely. Because, with the right habits, rice isn't your enemy, it becomes your shield. The 3 that heal versus the 3 that harm. Protective choices. White rice. The lowest mineral load, only 45 milligrams. Phosphorus per cup. Basmati rice. Supports blood sugar control while staying kidney safe. Jasmine rice. Adds aroma and variety without risk. Dangerous varieties. Brown rice. Doubles phosphorus and brings hidden arsenic. Wild rice. Floods your bloodstream with 200 milligrams of phosphorus per cup. Black rice. Adds oxalates that crystallize inside kidney tissue. At first, these restrictions may feel limiting, but think of them not as rules, as shields, preserving the function that keeps you alive. Within just 2 to 3 weeks of switching to kidney-safe rice, most people notice something real. More energy as the mineral overload fades. Less swelling in ankles and feet. Sometimes even better creatinine numbers as the kidneys finally get the relief they've needed all along. Every single meal is a choice. Every plate either heals or harms. The rice sitting in your pantry right now could decide whether your kidneys improve or deteriorate over the next few months. So take one simple action today. Replace the dangerous varieties with white, basmati, or jasmine rice. Share this video with someone you care about, because one small conversation could save someone else's kidney function before the damage becomes permanent. And if you're ready for more evidence-based strategies to lower creatinine naturally, without expensive treatments or restrictive diets, subscribe to Heal You and watch the next video. 5 foods that flush kidney toxins faster than medication. Remember, your kidneys deserve every fighting chance science can offer. Knowledge without action changes nothing but informed choices. Starting today, change everything.